Morning glories, how is it going?
Hey all.
Guys,
Today, the life cycle of a butterfly 3.10c. Objective, I can investigate and compare how animals and plants undergo a series of orderly changes in their diverse life cycle, such as tomato plants, frogs, and ladybugs. Life cycle, sequential stages of growth and development that an organism goes through in its lifetime. Metamorphosis, the process of transformation from an immature form to an adult form in two or more distinct stages. Here's your thought question. Think about this thought question while we're going through the slides. In what ways is the life cycle of a butterfly and the life cycle of a frog alike and different?
okay, so right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at the pictures and we're gonna figure out what each stage is called, okay? Now, if we're looking at the first stage, it would be where that leaf is. So you see this leaf with all of these little bitty dots. Well, these dots are called egg. Remember from last week, everything, whether it is a mammal, a frog, a butterfly, everything that is an animal starts off as an egg, okay? So the butterfly is no different. It starts off as an egg, okay? What's the next? Nymph.
The nymph. The nymph is kind of like a caterpillar. Okay, so when it comes from the egg, it comes out as a worm actually, and then grows into a caterpillar or a nymph in this case. Okay, the reason it's called the nymph is because of the female characteristics most of the time of a butterfly. Okay, the nymph, instead of being a caterpillar, they describe it as a nymph because of those characteristics.
The next stage is called a chrysalis, and it's similar to a cocoon. So after it is a caterpillar, it goes into the cocoon and kind of hibernates for a little bit until it's ready to form into a butterfly.
And then the final one you have is the adult or the butterfly. And that comes from the chrysalis. And basically it hibernates and then it metamorphosizes from a caterpillar into a butterfly. And then as it expands, as the butterfly gets bigger, it breaks apart the chrysalis and allows it to come out into the form of a butterfly. And they can already from that point fly. So there's no there's nothing for them to train or nothing for them to do, kind of like birds. As birds grow, and even as humans grow, when we don't learn to walk, we're taught how to walk and talk and things like that. Butterflies instantaneously are able to fly.
The cool thing about this is on your quiz that you have for this week, all you have to do is plug those in, and if you get it wrong, it'll give you multiple chances. Okay, so you're going to make a 100 on this one regardless. But it's good to know the reason why these things are called what they're called.
That question, in what ways is the life cycle of a butterfly and the life cycle of a frog alike and different?
What do you think, Mr. Garcia?
I would think the life cycles of the butterfly and the frog are alike, is that they have similar characteristics. Not saying that they have, a frog, obviously, they both come from an egg. When the egg hatches, the frog actually becomes a tadpole or, and then the butterfly becomes a nymph or a caterpillar. So those are the kind of things that are alike, and the differences are just the characteristics. The life cycles are alike in that they both go through metamorphic changes, meaning that a frog will go from a tadpole to grow legs and lose its tail to become an adult and have the ability to live out of the water at that point. And then the butterfly goes from a caterpillar, cocoons itself, excuse me, makes its change, makes its metamorphical change from a caterpillar to a butterfly, and then is an adult from there. So, you know, we can try and separate the likes and differences, but when you're looking at it, and when you're looking at both life cycles, you can see the similarities and the differences at the same time.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. Like we said earlier, this is 2 weeks left. You hear my son in the background. He's like super excited. He's ready to have summer and be able to be in that pool. So, well, we miss you guys. We'll see you
Definitely.
next week.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
Have fun.